11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Live on 11 Sports and For the Fans, your Sunday afternoon of SFL football rolls on from the desert, live in Phoenix, Arizona. And tonight, the Arizona Scorpions, with a record of 4-6, are facing a must-win situation against the 8-2 Sioux Falls Sparrows, who are still looking for a playoff bye. Hello and a very warm welcome to Fatality Field in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Turillo. Alongside me is Mark Mello on stats and Benji Matson on co-commentary. Benji, must-win game for the Scorpions this afternoon.
Indeed. Michael, great to be here today. There's a feeling of playoff football in the air for this Arizona Scorpions team. Started the year 3-1. Started the year hot, but they have lost 5 of their last 6. Today is a must-win game if they want to keep pace with the teams in the SFL pushing toward playoff berths. Can Ashley Jackson and crew right the ship and play well today against Sioux Falls? Sioux Falls coming in at 8-2, are 3-2 on the road after a Week 5 loss to Fort Worth. They're on fire. They've rattled off 5 wins in a row and are one of the hottest teams in the SFL. They're going to want to run the ball today against this Arizona Scorpions defense. Battle of wills today. Arizona must win this game, and Sioux Falls wants a tune-up as they head towards the playoffs. It's going to be a good one today. Michael, looking forward to it.
Battle of wills and a battle of running backs, as Colin Hart has over 2,100 yards on the ground this season. He'll be the feature back for the Sparrows in all yellow, but they will kick off to begin the game. Their kicker is Maxwell Falk. He has the ball on the tee at the 30-yard line. Your SFL Sunday slate rolls on as it's game on in the desert here in Arizona. And 5 yards deep in the end zone, Eddie Gage will just cap the knee down, and we will head out to the 20-yard line. Here's the Arizona starting offense. Their quarterback is Ashley Jackson. Their running back is DJ Moses. Nick LaSala is at fullback. Johnny Hands and James Hands, the Hands brothers, are at wide receiver, along with Jacob McCall. And Tiberius Bovine is their tight end, with Sean Crooked as the center. You see him there, big number 65. 2 receivers split out wide to the left. Single right, 2 back to the backfield behind Jackson, who's under center on the first play from scrimmage from the 20-yard line. Handoff Moses, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage before he gets absolutely leveled by Alex Parker. Here's the defense for the Sparrows. James Kelly, Cam Frosby, and Jonathan Camp are the defensive linemen. Linebackers Jose Fuentes, Nick Fargo, and Alex Parker are one of the best trios you'll find in the SFL. John Barnhart, Terrell Davis are the corners. A.J. Levy, Jay Ringgold, and Nathan Barnett are the safeties. 2nd down and 10 after the no-yard gain on first down by Moses. Jackson back to pass for the first time. She fires it deep over the middle, and it's caught in tight coverage past the 45 and past the 35 and up to the 39-yard line. There's the 13-season veteran Tiberius Bovine.
Great first throw of the game by quarterback Ashley Jackson. Finds the steady tight end Tiberius Bovine across the middle for a big gainer. Sets up another first down.
1st and 10 to the 39-yard line. Jackson hands to Moses, runs behind his fullback, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and falls forward for a nice, healthy 7-yard gain up to the 45-yard line. It's good for Ashley Jackson to get off the mark quickly today, as she has over 2,300 yards passing, but 20 interceptions on the season, has also taken 24 sacks.
Yeah, it's going to be important that she gets off to a great start. I think one of the keys to this great start, we're looking at the replay there, is going to be DJ Moses. Handing this ball off often is going to help Ashley Jackson and the Scorpions today.
2 receivers spread out wide to the left. 3-man rush comes to late 4th for the Sparrows, but a nice kick-out pass to DJ Moses, who avoids the rush, gets upfield, crosses midfield to the 45-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Scorpions.
And DJ Moses in the game plans, probably mentioned often for the Scorpions today. We see why. They're very deft out of the backfield receiving the ball. He's one of the league leaders in receptions at his running back spot. He's just going to be all over the field today for the Scorpions.
Here comes the aggressive 5-wide formation. Jackson in the gun, fires deep down the right-hand side, and it's caught at the 15, 10, 5, put it on the board. James Hands caps the opening drive for the Scorpions with 6 points.
Can't ask for a better start for the Scorpions today at home in this must-win game. Beautiful pass from the striker, Ashley Jackson, to James Hands, his 4th touchdown of the year. Just gets behind the coverage here. Ashley spots him. He's wide open, makes the great catch, and runs this one in for 6. This is a fantastic start for the Scorpions today.
He was all over Terrell Davis, the corner, just left him in the dust. That is James Hands' 4th touchdown of the season. That passes his brother Donnie with 3 touchdowns in the continuous battle between them. On for the extra point is Cliff Allen. Kick on the way, and it is good. So with 8:55 to go in the first quarter of play, Arizona leads Sioux Falls 7-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League at 11 Sports. And for the fans, and Benji, a fast start just with a doctor order for a Scorpions offense that at times has struggled to score points this season.
Absolutely, and struggled. And today they can't afford to struggle. They are at home, so they have that advantage today, but they're facing some stiff competition in this Sparrows team who's going to want to control this clock and run the ball. So it was important for the Scorpions to get off to a fast start. That's exactly what they've done here today.
Earned by A.J. Levy. And taking a look at the Hands brothers in a little bit more detail. Now James has 4 touchdowns, but Donnie leads in pretty much every other statistical category.
Yeah, these two brothers enjoy competing against one another, enjoy the opportunity to make each other and the team better. All 3 of these wide receivers on the Scorpions actually came into the game tied with 3 touchdowns. And now Hands brother number 1 has the lead with 4.
But now it is the Sioux Falls offense on the field, and here is your first look at fullback Jalen Wells, who gets 2 yards. Here's the rest of the Sioux Falls offense. Julian Tyree, the 10th-season veteran, in at quarterback. Colin Hart, the running back. Jalen Wells, who just touched the ball there, is the fullback. A.J. Warren, Al Dillapre Sr., and Gunnar Lewis, the wide receivers. Noe Terrazas, the tight end, and Dusty Wilson on the offensive line. 2nd down and 8. Tyree under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Wells again, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. 3rd down and 8. Here's the defense for the Scorpions. D.D. Sachs, Alex Constantine, E.J. DeQ, and Mark Mello on the defensive line. Joey Tropicana and B.J. Lovelace are the linebackers. Mana Kanaka, Parker Thomas, and Iverson Gamble the corners. Anthony Weil, and Eddie Gage the safeties. Tyree back to pass, fires over the middle and over everybody's head and incomplete. And it will be a 3 and out for the Sparrows on their first drive.
Julian Tyree can't complete that pass across the middle. 2 fullback dives and an incomplete pass on 3rd down makes for a short opening salvo by the Sparrows. This Arizona defense, consider this a win for them on this opening drive. They're going to get this ball back to the offense with this 7-0 lead. Fantastic start here for the Scorpions on the defensive side of the ball.
The punter for Sioux Falls is Max Moholt. He stands at his own 15-yard line. He takes the snap, gets the punt away. And back deep to receive is Jacob McCall, and he takes it past the 35, but up near the 40-yard line. They'll say the 39. 7:47 left to go in the first. Arizona with a 7-0 lead. I'm Michael Tovillo. Benji Matson is alongside me. If you're just joining us, this is Simulation Football League action. Just 2 weeks to go in the regular season before we get down to business for the playoffs. Ashley Jackson back under center. 7 in the box for the Sparrows. Handoff Moses. He runs right through it, and he gets a nice block past the 50 to the 40-yard line and down to the 37. DJ Moses, the running back to watch right now.
Excellent blocking up front by the Scorpions here on this play. And he just hits this hole hard, runs this ball straight up the field, getting some yardage in chunks here. This is a fantastic play to start this possession off for the Scorpions. When DJ Moses gets even a crack of space there, he is off to the races. Sioux Falls lucky to bring him down before he could cause any more damage on that run. Again, it's going to be key for the Scorpions today to make sure DJ Moses has a fantastic game. Great blocking up front by the Scorpions line on that play.
Jackson under center again. One Hands brother to each side of the field. Another hand off to Moses. Tries to slip a tackle but can't get away on a dive up the middle for just 2 yards. If you're new to the Simulation Football League and you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, team owners, and more on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Jackson to the far sideline, got one of the hands brothers, tries to spin it of a tackle. That's James, and he will stretch across the line to pick up the first down at the 27-yard line. If you're interested, please visit www.simulationfl.net for more information.
Scorpions
I'm honestly
continuing to
kind
play
of
well. Oh, I'm sorry,
sorry,
Michael.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that Sioux Falls didn't challenge that. He looked to be a little bit short, but it is a first down.
Yeah, and Scorpions will absolutely take that.
6:14 to go at the snap. Jackson fires middle, tipped away and intercepted. A.J. Levy has the football and he's running down the sideline. He's going to be tackled just past the 30 at the Sioux Falls 32-yard line.
A fantastic play by the captain, A.J. Levy, on this play. That one seemed to be developing in slow motion. That ball popped up right in front of him on the tip pass there. Just reeled that one in. Great play by the veteran who's used to making those plays in that secondary for Sioux Falls. That unfortunate turnover there by the Scorpions, but that one's not on quarterback Ashley Jackson. That was a tip pass there, but great play by A.J. Levy. Sets up the Scorpions again for their second possession.
First and 10 at the 32.
Sparrows.
First and 10 at the 32 for Sioux Falls. Just over 6 minutes to go first quarter. Handoff. This time Colin Hart gets his first carry. Excuse me, Jalen Wells again. We haven't seen the 2,000-yard man Colin Hart just yet, as Wells gets 2 yards.
Plenty of game time left here. I know that Sioux Falls isn't necessarily playing. Well, they made the playoffs, but they still have something to play for here. They are competing with this top echelon of teams to try and lock down one of these first-round byes in the season playoffs.
Here's Hart for the first time. Gets a nice block from Wells, but is crushed by the second man through after only a gain of 2 yards. Eddie Gage, the strong safety, knocked him down at the 37-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 6. That is the 70th tackle of the season for Gage.
Strong tackle by the captain there in the secondary. Sure-footed wrap-up tackling today is going to be necessary by the Scorpions on defense against this stud running back.
Back to pass to the far side. That pass is caught. Jalen Wells, the fullback, with the soft hands. He picks up a first down to the 44-yard line as we tick under 5 minutes to go first quarter.
Jalen Beanie Wells, the big fullback, he's a great complement in this backfield to Colin Hart. Deft at receiving out of the backfield, which is not always the case for a big fullback, but he plays a great complementary role to Colin Hart from his fullback spot for this team.
And now, Hart gets the carry, tries to get to the edge. He does, to the 45, to the 50, and he's dragged down by Gage, as well as Mark Mello at the Arizona 49-yard line.
Positive gain for the Sparrows, which is what you always want to see, of course, on offense. But I think that's a great play by the Scorpions D. Eddie Gage coming up from that strong safety spot. First man there, wrapping up, making sure Colin Hart doesn't break that tackle and get to the second level.
Fullback dive to Wells, and he's crushed after only a gain of 1. Brings up 3rd down and 3 at the 48-yard line. Joey Tropicana with the big hit.
He says, "Hello, Colin Hart. Pleased to meet you," across the middle.
One receiver each side, offset eye. 3rd down and 3. Tyree with the handoff to Hart, looking for a lane, and he's not going to get there. Parker Thomas was in on the tackle, along with a whole host of Scorpions to stop him a yard short. It's 4th down and 1.
Great pursuit by the Scorpions on defense. I think they were guessing or betting that Colin Hart, as he usually does, gets the ball on these short yardage situations.
They are lined up to go for it. Whether they snap the ball or not is anybody's guess. They snap the ball. They hand it to Wells, and he's got a first down. He only needed 1 yard. He got 2 to the Arizona 44-yard line.
They don't often run that play on that 4th down, but that shows the confidence the team has, both with their backs, but also this offensive line, paving the way, opening holes. They were able to get that short yard there, set up a new set of downs.
Now 5 of 6 on 4th down on the season is Sioux Falls. 4 wide, 3 to the left, single right for Tyree in the gun. He takes the snap, immediately pressured it. The ball is batted down immediately as he threw it. I'm not even sure how D.D. Sachs got back there that fast.
Oh, D.D. Sachs. If he could have that one back, he'd make sure he'd latch onto that one. He'd be gone. He'd still be running probably the big defensive end, but he'd saunter into that end zone eventually for 6. That would have been a massive play for the Scorpions if he could have made that one happen.
Now 2nd down and 10 after almost the first interception of D.D. Sachs' career. 2nd down from the 44. Tyree middle on a slant pattern, caught near the 1st down marker, going to be half a yard short. That's Al Dillapre Sr. with his first catch of the afternoon.
Big Al's always in the right place at the right time for Sioux Falls. The big 6'3" receivers this is the 2nd year on the team out of Detroit, Michigan. He's very sure-handed, always seems to be in the right place at the right time, and is a capable target for Julian Tyree across the middle.
3rd down and inches. Expect run play here, and they give it to Wells, and Wells once again bails them out in the short yardage situations, diving past the 30 and down to the 29-yard line.
Sioux Falls makes you have to game plan for this fullback dive here. So much of the time teams are focusing on Colin Hart, and you have to. He's an all-star, and he can win a game for you. But Jalen Wells is just showing that you have to also game plan for his presence in that backfield.
1 receiver each side. Hart takes the handoff, breaks the tackle, and then gets crushed at the 25-yard line. B.J. Lovelace came in and made the tackle. 2nd down and 6 after the gain of 4.
Great tackle by B.J. Lovelace coming up from his linebacker spot. Here we see this comparison. We've mentioned Colin Hart and DJ Moses, 2 of the top running backs in the league, already both over 1,000 yards for the season, 11 touchdowns for Hart, 9 touchdowns for Moses. DJ Moses is they're both going to be leaned on heavily today in this game today. That's a nice comparison to these 2 all-star running backs.
Again, power eye. Hart trying to get outside, knocked down from behind by Lovelace again. He's been everywhere early, BJ. The 6'2", 245, 5th-year player, previously played for the Houston Hyenas, came over to the Scorpions when they split off from the Hyenas ownership group 2 seasons ago. 3rd down and 3. Hart, left side, gets a nice seal block and a second one inside the 15 and down to the 13 inside the red zone for the first time, as we're now just under 30 seconds to go in a fast-moving first quarter.
Fantastic pulling block here by the center, Dusty Wilson, the rookie out of Annapolis, seals that secondary player coming up there, and just creates that nice alley for Colin Hart to maneuver through. Fantastic blocking. You gotta give those big offensive linemen some love when they lumber out there and make a great block like that.
We go I formation. Tyree, pass in the flat to Colin Hart. He gets to the 10 and is knocked down from behind by B.J. Lovelace.
Colin Hart does a great job receiving out of the background. That's another arsenal in his bag of tricks that Sparrows will use today.
A quick moving first quarter comes to an end. We'll take a short break and be right back with the second stanza. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, and for the fans, stay tuned. 1 quarter down, 3 to go. Second quarter on the way from the great state of Arizona. The Arizona Scorpions lead the Sioux Falls Sparrows 7-0, but the Sioux Falls Sparrows have the ball. 2nd and 7 at the 10-yard line. Julian Tyree in the gun, 4 wide. He takes the snap, he steps back, he rolls to his left, he throws to the end zone, and it's batted away. Iverson Gamble prevented A.J. Warren from making that catch for the touchdown. It will be 3rd down and 7.
Iverson had great position on that play. And he's just able to knock this ball away. That was going to be a tight play in that corner of that end zone for A.J. Warren if he was able to get that ball through. But Iverson Gamble made a great play. They call him IG for short, or Instagram. I think it's a play you could take a snapshot of and post that on his Instagram for sure. That's a fantastic play by the cornerback there. Saves the score for the Scorpions.
Now we'll see what Sioux Falls does. They're going to throw again out of the same 4-wide formation. 3 split out wide to the left. Tyree under pressure hit as he throws, but completes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Gunnar Lewis scores for Sioux Falls.
Who else is going to catch a touchdown pass from Julian Tyree here? None other than Gunnar Lewis. Gunnar the Stunner. Had a fantastic year. That's his 9th touchdown reception for the Sparrows. He is the go-to man for quarterback Julian Tyree in this passing game, especially when they get down in this red zone. Great connection Julian Tyree has with Gunnar Lewis. That was a fantastic drive by Sioux Falls.
I don't think that Julian Tyree will be watching that throwback anytime soon. It's a bit of an end-over-ender. But it was caught just the same. They all count for the same amount of points. Extra point up and good from Maxwell Falk means we are tied at 7. 10:53 to go in the first half. Now a reminder that Arizona needs to win this game and their next game against Baltimore next week if they even want a chance to make the playoffs, because no 5-7 teams can make the playoffs this season, courtesy of Vancouver's win just half an hour ago over Carolina, which eliminated Carolina, Queen City, and every other team with 7 or more losses. And just real quick, here are the teams that have clinched so far. Denver, Louisiana, Sioux Falls, Baltimore, and Mexico City have all clinched playoff spots. There are currently 11 teams now fighting for the final 6 spots in the postseason.
That makes
now
for an exciting few last weeks of the Simulation Football League.
Week 12 is almost always extremely intense and comes down to the final couple of games. Here's Jackson over the middle, almost intercepted as that ball was batted down by Nick Fargo.
Yeah, that would have been a terribly costly turnover for the Scorpions here starting this possession off. The last possession ended abruptly for them on that tipped ball that was intercepted by the Sparrows. Of course, the Sparrows marched down the field on a 16-play, 69-yard drive that ate up a lot of clock time here. So coming right back on the field, AJ and this squad wants to take some time off the clock and drive this ball down the field.
Jackson with 2 backs behind her, 2 receivers, the Hands brothers, spread out wide to the right. She's under center, takes the snap, throws to the far side. Moses has the ball out of the backfield and breaks 1 tackle and gets up to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Sets up 3rd down and 4.
And that swing pass to DJ Moses is going to be open all game long. Set up 2 receivers to the right side of the field, and we're able to swing that pass back to DJ Moses to the left, and he was able to get some great yardage on that. Sets up a 3rd and 4th for the Scorpions.
Jackson takes the snap, plenty of time. Now the pressure comes, and she's going to go down. Back at the 21-yard line, the first sack of the game goes to Sioux Falls. And getting in there was the linebacker, Jose Fuentes. It's his 2nd of the season.
Yeah, initially great pressure up front by Nick Fargo, Batman. Got that pressure and caused Ashley Jackson to step up in the pocket and couldn't escape that rush. Brought down for that sack there. This is a short drive for the Scorpions. Not what they wanted here. Getting the ball back after that Sioux Falls touchdown. Defense is going to come back out onto the field here too soon.
Mike Windu stands at his own 5-yard line, gets the punt away from just inside the 10. It's going to be good field position for Sioux Falls, and Levy gets this one almost all the way to midfield. That'll be spotted at the 49-yard line. This is a color-on-color matchup today, uniform-wise. The Sparrows on the road in black helmets, yellow jerseys, yellow pants, gray and black highlights. The hometown Scorpions, orange helmets, black jerseys, white pants, orange and black, and looks like a burgundy red highlights for them. First and 10 for the Sparrows. 9:37 to go, first half of a 7-7 ball game. Rolling out is Tyree. He throws to the near side of the field, and it's caught and stepping out of bounds at the 41-yard line for a gain of 11 yards and a first down is Al Delapree Sr., his second catch of the game.
Nice rollout by Julian Tyree there, and nice connection with A.J. Warren for his second reception of the day. Good pressure up front by the Scorpions, but the athleticism of Julian Tyree allowed him to avoid that pressure and fire a nice ball to A.J. Warren.
Julian Tyree moves more than any other quarterback in this league, as he's forced to move this time, and he's going to go down. Sacked by D.D. Sachs for a loss of 5. It'll be second down and 15.
Yeah, that time Julian Tyree got some happy feet there in the pocket. Good wrap-up sack by D.D. Sachs on that play. Great job of the Scorpions defense, now forcing a second and long, second and 15. Very important play now. They need to bring some pressure perhaps and force Sioux Falls to throw the ball here at second and 15.
Tyree launches it deep. Double coverage intercepted at the 21-yard line. The Scorpions take the ball back courtesy of Manakanaka.
Just like that, Manakanaka wins the ball back for the Scorpions. This is what they're going to want to do today, is force the Scorpions into some long downs and distance, force Julian Tyree to throw the ball.
Sioux Falls makes an error. Arizona has the ball when we come back. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back in Arizona, the hometown Scorpions with the football at their own 21-yard line after the interception by Tanaka. DJ Moses takes the ball, spins out of a sack, breaks another tackle to the 35, and is put down right there. Nice 15-yard gain for Moses on the ground. Dare I say it, he's been the more effective of the two running backs so far.
He's been exactly what he needs to be for the Scorpions and what they expect for him game in and game out. Fantastic run by DJ Moses, displaying his power here on this run, making defenders miss. Picks up the fantastic 15-yard gain. Chunk yardage by the Scorpions here is going to be important. They want to hold on to this ball for a while, bleed some of this clock, put a drive together, and put some more points on the board.
Going aggressive here, 4 wide from their own 35. Jackson in the gun, takes the snap. Here comes the blitz, throws short over the middle. It's caught for an 8-yard gain. And taking the brunt of a hit was Jacob McCall, as Alex Parker stopped him at the 43.
McCall does a great job of holding on to this ball from his slot spot coming across the middle. Was one of the last targets in the progression there for Ashley Jackson, but he, in his sure hands, wrapped that one up and sets up a second and short for the Scorpions.
Now on 2nd and 2, it's going to be the DJ Moses show, and he picks up a first down to the 46-yard line. An interesting piece of series history. Home team has won every game between these two teams. That was back when the Arizona franchise was also in Oklahoma City. Another first down for the Scorpions as they continue to move the chains. Jackson a flip pass into double coverage, and it's a first down into Sioux Falls territory. Donnie Hands says, I can get on the action too, with his 620 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns coming into the game.
That was a fantastic throw by Ashley Jackson into a tight window there. Great completion, good hands by Mr. Donnie Hands.
Handoff, Moses, excellent fullback block, and Moses has a burst of speed inside the 30 and down all the way to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, you picked up on that one there, Michael. Fantastic block by Nicolas Sala from his fullback spot here. If you watch this replay, he picks up the linebacker right in the hole. That's a tough block because that's Jose Fuentes there looking to fill that gap. And Nicolas Sala does a fantastic job of pushing him aside and springs DJ Moses for another big gain there. If you watch carefully, Nicolas Sala is heavily involved and is a key, important part of this running attack for the Scorpions.
Approaching the red zone now at the 23-yard line. Jackson forced to move, forced to scramble, and she's going to go down for a huge sack. That's a 10-yard loss all the way back to the 33-yard line.
That play did not go as planned for the Scorpions there. Great coverage in the defensive secondary by the Sparrows. Ashley has to run for her life here. And at the last one, just can't escape the grasp of James Kelly, the big defensive end. Comes up for his 4th sack of the season.
Now facing second and a country mile, second down and 20 from the 33-yard line. We'll see what they do with it here. They've got 3 receivers out there, 2 to the left, single right. Jackson only a 3-step drop, flips it out in the flat, and that is Nicolas Sala. His first catch since week 2.
Hashtag throw it to the fullback.
Of the season, gains him 3 yards back to the 30.
Ashley Jackson dropped back there on that 3rd and 17 play and could not complete the pass across the middle. Good defense there by the Sparrows, and they're going to force the punt here. Scorpions couldn't quite extend their drive there, and they come up short and are going to have to punt, give this ball back to the Scorpions. I'm sorry, to the Sparrows. Nix that. Looks like they're going to attempt the field goal here. It'll be about a 47-yarder. The kick is up, and it is good. 3-point lead for the Scorpions. And we'll be back after this short break.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Alongside Benji Matson, I'm Cameron Irvine. Michael Turillo experiencing some technical difficulties from his hub. We hope to get him back shortly, but for now, I will be filling in from SFL headquarters. Arizona off to a strong start, up 10-7, trying to pull the upset and keep their season alive against Sioux Falls, who went on the road last week, got a victory over Baltimore. Hand off to Colin Hart. Hart breaks a tackle, picks up 11, and gets a first down. A solid start to the drive. Loveless and Gage on the tackle.
Welcome in, Cam. Nice to have you.
Sure.
Colin Hart. Yeah, Colin Hart trucks a defender here, to be exact. Oof. Picks up another strong gain here on the ground for the Sparrows. They are down 3 points here, 7-10. A little bit under 5 minutes left to go. They would love nothing more than a long, extended drive. Take the lead going into halftime here.
First down and 10 at the 31-yard line here for the Sparrows off the Hart 11-yard run. Split backs in the backfield. Tyree gonna fling everybody outside. That's Noe Terrasis picking up 7 yards, and almost like a bird in flight there, Benji. Everybody stuck together and then all spread out by the end.
Great reception by the tight end there. That was a unique play design, and you're right. Just out of nowhere, it seemed that tight end floats out to the right, wide open. Next nice connection. Picks up a good chunk of yardage on first down.
Second down 3, hand off to Hart. Hart breaks a tackle. Hart fighting for the first down. They're going to give it to him, and I think Sioux Falls might have known that was a questionable spot. They're going hurry up. Tyree quickly, no time for a challenge. Give it off to Hart again, and Hart is buried by Eddie Gage. Pick up a 3. They're going to stay in it.
In the no huddle, Colin Hart needs to be patient and wait for their blocks if they're going to run out of this formation here.
They may only have Hart to the right, and Loveless throws it down. Now on 3rd down and 9, we're going to see if Sioux Falls has the ability to adjust here. Otherwise, this could be a critical stop for Arizona. Tyree with 2 receivers to the top of the screen. 2 in the backfield, and no, they hand it off to Hart again on 3rd down and 9, and Arizona blows it up. So that series for Sioux Falls offense collapses as Mark Mello comes away with a tackle, and the Sparrows will have to punt it away.
Yeah, that's the coaches might have thought they had something there, wanted to run that hurry up tempo offense there, but they just got stuck running the ball with Colin Hart, and it wasn't a good play call to try and take advantage of Scorpions there.
So Mulholt will punt it away. This is McCall back to return. McCall gets it out to the 26-yard line. Just a quick game reset. Jackson is 8 for 10 for 109 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Still QBR of 105. Leading receivers James Hands, who caught that 45-yard touchdown in the first quarter, 53 yards on 2 grabs. Moses has 66 yards on 7 carries, and Joey Tropicana has 7 tackles. On the Sioux Falls side, Tyree's 5 for 9 for 44 yards. Leading receiver Al Dillapre Sr. Gunnar Lewis has the touchdown. Hart's got 45 yards on 12 carries. Fuentes has a sack, a pass deflection, and 3 tackles. Deep ball is over. Shot to Donnie Hands. Nearly a terrific catch, but it'll bring up 2nd down.
Love the play call on first down here as we're getting towards the end of the second quarter here, but I love this play call. AJ, striker, Ashley Jackson saw something she liked, took a chance there deep to Donnie Hands, didn't quite make the connection there, but I do love that play call on first down.
3 receivers, 2 to the left, offside, free play as the Sparrows front. Oh, what a play there by John Barnhart, who's been one of the most terrific DBs in the SFL this season. I know it's all for naught because of the penalty, but that would have been an amazing pick.
Yeah, John Barnhart's been playing well in that secondary spot.
That offside against Jonathan Camp, and that'll set up a more manageable 3rd down here for Arizona.
Going back to John Barnhart there, does have 6 interceptions on the year, but 5 of them came in 2 weeks of action, weeks 8 and 9. John Barnhart, 5 interceptions. So if you throw the ball his direction, you better make sure you are right on target or he's going to pick that one off.
Moses spinning backwards. Loses 2 yards. I don't even know if DJ knew where to go on that one as Barnhart ends up in the backfield to make the play. 3rd down.
And that play was blown up from the start by the Sparrows. Sets up a 3rd and 7. Interesting to see what Arizona calls here on this play as we're winding down to the 2-minute warning.
3rd down, Jackson, pump fake, fires, caught to the 43-yard line, a 14-yard gain. That is the 2-minute warning, and this is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. When we come back, Arizona moving the football near midfield, up 3.
To Arizona, the Scorpions lead the Sioux Falls Sparrows 10-7. I'm Michael Twillo. Benji Matson is alongside me. Apologies for a little bit of technical difficulties. Handoff, middle. Moses gets a nice block and goes straight through the middle of the Sioux Falls defense all the way to the 34-yard line.
Welcome back, Michael. We missed you. You've missed some good action here. Arizona driving up 10-7. They are playing well in this first half. Aside from a tipped interception in the first drive of the game, Arizona's really been able to move the ball, and they're doing it again here in the waning moments of the second quarter.
If they're going to do it once this season, they got to do it now. But this is tipped up in the air, and it's almost a second interception for Levy as he had his fingertips on the football. But it does fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
AJ coming across the middle here to the fullback. Nicholas Sala almost makes that reception. He is heavily involved in this game today. I think Arizona's pulling out all the stops for this one. They know they got to win the game. They're hoping that Nicholas Sala can bring them some luck from this fullback spot. Why not getting him involved here with the season on the line?
2nd down and 10 now. 55 seconds left to go first half. Jackson under pressure, down she goes. 2nd sack of the game for the Sparrows. As getting back there was Nick Fargo for his 2nd.
Yeah, Nick Fargo displaying power here, pushing through that block and brings Ashley Jackson down. This is a tricky play for the Scorpions, 3rd and 14. You might want to be thinking about playing for the field goal here, not necessarily getting the first down. They're already up 3. They're playing really well. Don't want to turn the ball over here. You want to earn some points here on this drive heading into halftime. So maybe they're just thinking about a small gain, pick some extra yards, try the field goal attempt here.
On 3rd and 14, Jackson pump fake, fires short, caught, and down inside the 30-yard line is Roscoe Justice. Timeout called by Arizona, their 2nd. And with 45 seconds left to go, they're going to rush on Cliff Allen to try a field goal.
If you're an Arizona fan, of course, you would like to see them go deep there. But I think this is a good play. This game is going fast. The clock is really moving. Both teams are moving the ball on offense. Might be a little bit more of a low-scoring game. I think taking the field goal here is a great play for Arizona.
This will be a 47-yarder for Allen. He gets his kick away. It is high. It's got the distance. It is good from 47 yards. So the Scorpions take a 6-point lead with less than a minute to go in the half. It's 13-7 Arizona over Sioux Falls.
Arizona has been quietly putting together some great drives today. Again, outside of that first possession, or second possession, sorry, with the interception, they've had some really great drives. That was a 16-play, 61-yard drive inside of 2 minutes for the field goal. That was a fantastic drive. They're playing well today. I think they should be happy going into the halftime with the lead.
Still time left for Sioux Falls to do some damage. 30 seconds and 3 timeouts. Levy on the return up to the 25-yard line. 36 seconds to be precise. Sioux Falls not really known as a team that likes to throw deep. In fact, they are towards the bottom of the league in passing yards. They are dead last in passing yards per game with just 178. It shows you how much the running game is meant to this Sparrows team. They're not really in a big passing formation. They're going to hand it off to Hart. He gets 2 yards off the right side. Tackled by Alex Constantine.
This play works really well for the Sparrows when Colin Hart can be patient when he gets that ball. He needs to wait and let the block by Dusty Wilson, the center, get set up. Because more often than not, when you see that block happen and Colin Hart's running patient, he gets sprung for a big gain.
Here's Wells on the fullback dive. Gets a nice chunk of change there. Big 4-yard pickup to the 30. But that will end the first half in a must-win game. The Scorpions are on top, 13-7 over the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Benji Matson, your thoughts on a mostly defensive first half?
Yeah, and a must-win game for the Scorpions at home when they've got to have the game of the season as far as they're concerned. They're getting that game of the season. They're playing well on the offensive side of the ball. Only 1 turnover by quarterback Ashley Jackson. And again, that was a tipped pass. So she's playing well from that quarterback spot. DJ Moses, 78 yards rushing on 9 attempts so far. A few receptions out of the backfield spot. He's playing really well from that halfback position and is allowing AJ and her weapons at the wide receiver spot, as you see right here, one of the Hands brothers, James Hands, scoring early on that big bomb. DJ Moses setting up the run is allowing Ashley to get her weapons involved on the outside. Arizona's playing really well, sustaining drives, putting points on the board, which is what you have to do against this Sioux Falls Sparrows offense. Here we see quarterback Julian Tyree connecting with his favorite target in the red zone, Gunnar Lewis, for their first score of the game. Sioux Falls still has a lot to play for. They're not a team that can come from behind if need be. I still think they feel like the game is right where they want it to be. They want to come out of the halftime and continue running the ball. We've seen a 2-prong attack so far with full halfback Colin Hart and fullback Jalen Beanie Wells on the ground. Between the two of them, they're up over 70 combined yards on the ground. Julian Tyree, 5 for 9, only 44 yards in the passing game, but we saw that great connection to Gunnar Lewis for that touchdown. I think the formula is here for the Scorpions to win this game. Continue to wrap up Colin Hart and Jalen Wells. Wrap up, let your friends in the defense get there, bring them down to the ground, and then on offense, hand this ball off to DJ Moses. Run the ball, play good, smart football on offense, and set up that long bomb to one of those Hands brothers, perhaps another one from quarterback Ashley Jackson when the Sparrows least expect it. But I think, again, the script is here for the Scorpions to win, a must-win game for them here this afternoon.
Welcome back to Fatality Field. Second half just about set to go. Arizona Scorpions 13, Sioux Falls Sparrows 7. I'm Michael Toronto, Benji Matson alongside me, Mark Mello on stats, and a special thank you to SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine for jumping on commentary duties for a little bit in that second quarter during a little bit of a technical hiccup, but we are all good to go for the second half of football. Sioux Falls will start at their own 26 after the Levy return.
Quarterback Julian Tyree. Oh, go ahead, take it, Michael.
As I said, and while not really a passing threat this season, Julian Tyree has been at this a long time. This is his 10th season in the league, and he is battling with Matt Wilson for the top spot in passing yards all time. Here is the main man, Colin Hart. He dives forward for 9 yards on first down to the 35-yard line.
This play in particular here, we see what can happen when Colin Hart is patient. In this play, he gives Dusty Wilson time to get out in front. Wilson makes a fantastic block on Parker Thomas there, the cornerback coming up to support the run. And because he runs with patience there, lets the block get set up, he's able to spring forward for a 9-yard gain there. When that play is blocked well, like it is right there, Sparrows are almost unstoppable.
Offset eye. They'll run it that way to the strong side right, and Colin Hart gets 3 fantastic blocks and gets to the 50, to the 40 sideline, 30, and he's knocked down at the Arizona 29-yard line. There is Colin Hart. We waited for a long time for him to show up, but the big man has arrived.
Yeah, precisely. We mentioned blocking again on that first play. Not only does he get another great block by Dusty Wilson, but Jalen Beanie Wells from that fullback spot lays the lumber on the Scorpions there too and springs Colin Hart for the huge game. If the Sparrows can get moving like this on the ground, this is going to be dangerous for the Scorpions. This is a fast, quick drive here to open this second half for the Sparrows. Arizona needs to jump on this as soon as they can.
Off Hart, this time blown up in the backfield, loss of 2 as EJ DeQ got in there. His first season with the team, third in the league, spent 2 seasons in Tallahassee with the franchise that is now the Jacksonville Kings.
The big defensive tackle, EJ DeQ, 6'3", 312 pounds. They call him Ice Cream. Great tackle there by Ice Cream.
Now 2nd down and 12. This Sparrows team doesn't do fantastically well from behind the chains. It's going to be a pass out in the flat. And Noe Terrazas, the tight end, only gets 4 yards back to the 27-yard line, 3rd down and 8.
Only 1 reception last week for the tight end. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 receptions for the tight end last week, 3 for 31. He's always a dependable target when Julian Tyree needs something. Maybe not the primary read on a play like that, but Julian Tyree always knows Noe Terrazas is waiting in the wings if need be.
4 wide, empty backfield. Here's Tyree. Take the snap, throws middle, and almost throws an interception. B.J. Lovelace knocked it down, and it's 4th and 8.
Great stand by the Scorpions. After that huge run by Colin Hart, looked like the Sparrows had that momentum. All of a sudden, the Sparrows decide to sprinkle in some pass attempts here in this drive. It stalls. Great job by the Scorpions defense to shut this down and force the field goal attempt.
It'll be a long one. 44 yards for Maxwell Falk. The kick is away, and it is good. They'll call it 43. So Sioux Falls inches closer. They're within 3 points. Arizona with a 13-10 lead here early in the 3rd quarter.
Arizona again comes up and wins that possession. I might think if I'm the defensive coordinator there, they hold the Sparrows to 3. And I think that we see that if you can just force the Sparrows into a passing situation, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, really kind of forces them to tighten up, and they have some difficulty converting those first downs.
Kick on the way. McCall 9 yards deep in his own end zone will just take a knee and come out to the 20. That was a monster kick by Falk.
This week, the Who You Got community poll, we see the graphic on screen, favored Sioux Falls. 72.5% of the SFL community thought that coming and playing on the road today, the Sioux Falls Sparrows would emerge victorious.
1st and 10 from the 20. Jackson, nothing open downfield, so goes to the check down target. That's DJ Moses. And he picks up 1 yard on the far sideline. 2nd down and 9.
Nice tackle there on the outside by A.J. Levy. Great one-on-one tackle on the elusive DJ Moses. When DJ puts that spin cycle on, he's difficult to bring down in the open field. Great tackle by the Sparrows defensive captain.
Now 2nd down and 9. Jackson under center waited a long time to take the snap, and there was a bit of confusion in the backfield as this Moses and Masala ran into each other before Moses could take the ball. It only gets 2 yards up to the 23, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Perhaps they were a little bit out of sync on that play. It did look a little bit rushed on the handoff there. Does set up in a very important 3rd and long.
Now Jackson back in the gun. 2 receivers each side. G.J. Moses had her right hip. She takes the snap, drops back, has plenty of time, fires deep in the middle of the field. Diving catch at midfield is made by James Hands.
James Hands gets himself open, wide open as far as the wide receiver is concerned. Of course, the Hands brothers think they're always open. But here he is. He makes a fantastic catch, runs a great route, is open. No defenders in the replay there at all. Great, fantastic gain for Ashley Jackson as he connects with James Hands. His 2nd, I believe, or 3rd reception on the day. 80 yards for James Hands and 1 touchdown. Great connection there on that play.
1st and 10 at midfield. Jackson, handoff, Moses, almost wrapped up, but actually falls forward for 6 yards before finally being brought down by Alex Parker. I want to go back to that pass from Jackson to Hands on the previous play. Not to take anything away from the fantastic play by both players, but if that's a better throw, that's a touchdown.
Yep, that's a good point there. They did have James Hands out behind the defense there, lead him just a little bit, and he's gone for 6.
That spin move in the hole by Moses, then he powers his way through 2 linebackers for a 1st down. Excuse me, that's Nick. No, we're going to focus on a fantastic block by Nick LaSala there.
The Sambucan Stallion. It's the Nick LaSala show here at the game today. Blocking, catching passes, running some great routes. He's playing well out of the backfield. It's a key part of getting DJ Moses sprung on the ground. Scorpions are mounting a great drive here.
Middle. Tipped and intercepted. It was off the intended receiver's back, and it was into the hands of John Barnhart.
That quickly kills this fantastic drive for Arizona. Here you see the replay. Just looked like it ricocheted off the shoulder pads of Tiberius Bovine there. They're 2 receivers in the same area. It's an unfortunate play. Chip pass. Ball goes back to the Sparrows.
Now Sioux Falls with a chance to take the lead when we come back. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Quickly returning from break, Tyree steps up, throws, a penalty flag flies, it's intercepted! Well, how much action can you get on one play? Eddie Gage picked it off. They're going to get Julian Tyree for an illegal forward pass because he was in front of the line.
There you go.
I mean, I'm pretty much speechless at that one. You expect Tyree to take off in those situations. He has 75 rushing yards on the season and 2 rushing touchdowns. The only quarterback to run for touchdowns this season. Yeah. He's a threat to run, and he had a lot of open space, but they're going to decline the penalty. The interception by Gage stands, and just like that, Arizona has the ball back at their own 43-yard line. Here comes Ashley Jackson. Throwing over the middle into coverage and knocked away. Looking for Jacob McCall, 2nd down and 10.
Let's go back to that play. We saw Julian Tyree's 1st and 10. They move away from running the ball on 1st down. Julian Tyree makes a bit of a mistake there. He did have green pastures straight ahead. He should have run that ball. He would have been able to get a first down there, but instead makes that mistake, turns that ball over. And here with Arizona trying to throw the ball, wind up with an incomplete on first down.
Now Arizona back to the ground game. And a spin move from Moses gets him into the open field, to the 30, to the 20, down the sideline, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Arizona. What a run by DJ Moses.
Fantastic. Take a look at this on the replay, how this thing is blocked by the Arizona Scorpions up front. This is fantastic. Sean Crooked, the center. Nick Lasala, the fullback. Watch the blocks they get here, and then the fantastic spin move by DJ Moses, and he's off. No one's going to catch him at this point. This started off blocked pristinely up front by the Scorpions. They're along that offensive front, and DJ Moses finishes the job. He displays his speed, his athleticism there, takes the ball to the house. That's a fantastic play, and just like that, the Scorpions are adding to this lead. 9 points at the moment, looking to go up 10. Sioux Falls Sparrows might need to develop a sense of urgency here when they get the ball back.
For the extra point is Cliff Allen. It is up and straight through. And from a mistake by Sioux Falls, immediately punished by Arizona. 6:07 to go, third quarter, Arizona 20. Sioux Falls 10. A reminder that the Scorpions need to win this game and next week when they travel to Baltimore, who has already clinched the playoffs. That's a very dangerous end of the schedule. But owner Eddie Gage is no stranger to miracle runs to end the season. As I'll pause for a moment as the return goes up for the 25. If you remember a couple of seasons ago when Eddie Gage was the defensive coordinator over in Houston, they won 5 of their last 6, and most of those against other playoff teams, to somehow get into the playoffs at 5-7.
Yeah, never count out Eddie Gage.
And they won their first round playoff game that season too, made it all the way to the quarterfinals. Here's Hart, left side, gets away, finally dragged down from behind after a 9-yard pickup up to the 35-yard line.
Another well-blocked play this time for the Sparrows, and if Colin Hart could have just shifted a little bit, bumped that one outside, he would have been able to run for a big gainer there. But nonetheless, still 9 yards on first down, you will take it. Sets up second and short. So this would be a perfect opportunity for the Sparrows to pass the ball if they can find something they like down the field.
We'll hand it off to Hart, who breaks a tackle. He fights towards the first down. He's going to pick it up by just about a half a yard to the 36-yard line, as we will move under 5 minutes to play at the next snap, most likely. 5:15 to go in the third. And a fresh set of downs for Sioux Falls. Go ahead.
Yeah, it felt like every member of the front seven had their hands on Colin Hart on that play. Everyone rallying to the ball.
Let's see if they continue this ground and pound attack. They'll go to the air. Tyree pumps, hit as he throws, but he finds his receiver open at the 30, to the 25, and down to the 20. Eddie Gage saves a touchdown from Al Delapre Sr.
Huge chunk play looking downfield by the Sparrows. We'll see the replay here. Big Al Delapre on the catch there. Just runs a great route, and the secondary forgets about him. He's able to run that corner route wide open, makes the great catch, and just turns right up on field. Fantastic game by the Sparrows. Miscommunication in the secondary for the Scorpions is costly on that play as the Sparrows look to enter the red zone.
From the 20-yard line exactly, maybe 20 and a half. 1st and 10 for Sioux Falls. They trail by 10. 4:26 and counting to go in the third. Tyree takes the snap. He throws over the middle, and it's tipped and intercepted. And this one could go all the way. At the 40, at the 30, he is gone. Parker the Hurricane Thomas. And
Parker
just
Thomas.
when you thought Sioux Falls was going to get back into this game, they get blown over by the Hurricane himself.
A tipped pass leads to an interception here. This time, unfortunately, for the Sparrows, it's on their watch. Parker The Hurricane Thomas is in the right spot at the right time, picks that ball off, and just has smooth sailing for 6 there. Fantastic defensive play by the Scorpions. A huge play at just the right time. Extends this lead to 16, 17 pinning this extra point. Fantastic play by the Scorpions on defense.
Now, alarm bells, you got to think, have to be ringing on the Sioux Falls sideline. They are not a team that scores in bunches. They do average 28 points a game, but they are a slow, methodical, run-first team. And they are up against it now, down 17 points with 4:12 to go in the third. We'll come back after this break and see if they can get back into this one. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Arizona leads Sioux Falls 27-10 after a back-breaking 80-yard pick six for the Hurricane Parker Thomas to stifle a very promising Sioux Falls drive as they were trying to get within 3. Levy up to the 27-yard line, and now they gotta go for broke here. It's 4:07 left to go in the third, but as we mentioned going to break, Sioux Falls doesn't score in bunches like some of the other teams in the SFL can.
That's correct. Now they're down 17 points. Their running game's effective, very effective, but down 17, you have to think that they need to start throwing the ball downfield.
From the 27-yard line, they're going to hand it off to Hart, looking for a running lane, trying to stretch the field, and he won't get there. A gain of only 2. As B.J. Lovelace got in there to make the tackle. He's been all over the place today, as well as Eddie Gage.
Yes, they really have been. The defense did a fantastic job on that play, just stringing Colin Hart along. You kept seeing him wanting to turn up field. He had a moment where he could have popped it for a big gain, I thought. The defense did a great job of shutting him down, forcing him to run horizontal.
To pass, Tyree flares it out to Hart with a lot of work to do, and he can only get back to the line of scrimmage as Troy Trevelyan raced up to make the tackle.
There's Arizona Scorpions defense is starting to play with a bit more pep in their step, a lot of excitement here. They've got Sioux Falls on the ropes. They're up 17. They're pinning their ears back here on defense. Let's see if they can increase this lead.
3rd down and 8. Tyree alone in the gun. He's got plenty of time to throw. He throws over the middle, and it's caught in traffic at the 43-yard line. So a fresh set of downs on 3rd and long for Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls coming into the game has attempted the least amount of 3rd down conversions, but they have the best 3rd down conversion percentage, a mind-boggling 61%.
I think that's a testament to the strong running attack that Sioux Falls has. That's been their cornerstone all season long. It might be their Achilles heel today.
Oh, look out. Colin Hart did very well to fall forward and pick up 2 yards because he was hit almost immediately when he took the football from Tyree's hands by Mark Mello. And Mello was able to hang on, force a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Mark Mello in the backfield being a disruptor. He's a big 6'6", almost 300-pound defensive end for the Scorpions, just making a mess of things on that play.
Tyree, long pass on the far sideline is caught. A.J. Warren inside the Arizona 30 and out at the 29-yard line. Joey Tropicana had to chase him down and make the tackle.
Julian Tyree knew exactly where he was going on this play, gets this ball out quick, and that's a fantastic catch on the outside by A.J. Warren, then brings that thing in one-handed. Fantastic nab. A.J. had 4 receptions last week for 32 yards, and that was his first of the day today, but came at just the right time for the Scorpions.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Sioux Falls down 17, trying to rally back here. Tyree, plenty of time, over the middle, incomplete. It was in and out of the hands of A.J. Warren, would have been his second straight catch of 15-plus yards, but that one goes begging. Download CrowdPlay, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern when the Las Vegas Fury take on the Denver Nightwings in the 7th edition of the Vice Wars rivalry. Visit crowdplay.com for more information. Handoff, Hart on 2nd and 10. He's knocked down after a gain of only 1 by B.J. Lovelace. Man, these linebackers, we often talk about the linebacking core for Sioux Falls. Alex Parker, Nick Fargo, Jose Fuentes. But B.J. Lovelace and Joey Tropicana for Arizona have been the best unit on the Arizona defense today by a mile.
Yeah, the 2 leading tacklers from their linebacker spot today for this defense. They are playing well. So are the 4 linemen up front, I meant to say there.
3rd down and 9. They convert again on 3rd down and long. And guess who it is again? It's A.J. Warren on the corner route. He gets down to the 13-yard line, and the Sioux Falls are back in the red zone.
A.J. Warren's the target on this drive here for Julian Tyree. He's getting open. With his great hands, he's pulling these catches in. Sioux Falls moving the chains. 1st and 10, down 17. There's still plenty of time for them.
Looking end zone, caught at the 5, diving for the goal line, touchdown, Sioux Falls Sparrows. Gunnar Lewis, his 2nd of the game. He's a touchdown machine, and he keeps on ticking.
The stunner, automatic in the red zone for Julian Tyree is Gunnar Lewis, his 2nd touchdown on the day, 10 for the season. He is just this #1 target for Julian Tyree whenever they get down here into the red zone. I think teams just get so scared of what Colin Hart is going to do to them on the ground when they get in tight to the goal line here that just Gunnar Lewis takes advantage of that, gets himself open, makes another great catch for another touchdown. Sioux Falls is narrowing the gap.
Well, that drive was just what the doctor ordered for the Sioux Falls Sparrows after the gut punch of getting all the way down into the red zone, then throwing that 80-yard pick 6 to come back, to put a drive together, and to finish it off in the end zone, to pull it back to within 10. 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. This is still anybody's game. That just speaks to the veteran leadership of both Julian Tyree and A.J. Levy and Jason McGee on the sideline.
I think it also speaks to the championship pedigree, too, of these Sparrows, that they're not going to let themselves get down and take themselves out of the game.
They are one of the championship favorites, and that was amazing kick coverage there. As down inside the 20-yard line, Arizona will start from the 19.
If you're Arizona now, you're up 11, but can you remember a time as the third quarter winds down and you're entering the fourth at home that you've ever felt an 11-point lead not feel secure? I think there still needs to be a sense of urgency here for the Scorpions.
Off middle, Moses breaking tackles to the 35-yard line. And that is how Arizona is going to win this game, by just draining the clock with DJ Moses on the ground.
Precisely. I think that's been their game plan today. They know that they could just sustain some drives, get some points on the ground, not have to play from behind, and they have a chance today. And that's from the very get-go. That's been the game plan. It's come to fruition, and that was the script that they laid out, and it's working for them now. 10-point deficit as the third quarter winds down. Just 11 more minutes to go for Arizona in this game today.
Jackson to the far sideline. It's caught and getting out of bounds after a gain of 5 is McCall. If you're planning on playing the Crowd Play Game of the Week on Monday night, you can start racking up points with the answer to this question. Which wide receiver in Monday night's game averages the highest yards per reception on the season? You'll have your answer when we come back for the fourth quarter, because we have reached the end of 3. Put your 4s up in the chat. It's time for the final quarter of play. Sioux Falls down 10, trying to come back. When we come back, this is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Fourth quarter getting set to go here from Arizona Fatality Field in Phoenix. The Scorpions up 27-17. Going long is Jackson, and making the catch is James Hands deep into Sioux Falls territory at the 36-yard line.
Ashley Jackson continuing to step on the gas here. The Scorpions quarterback runs a great pass here. A great pass, I should say. Makes a great pass to the Hands brother there. Sets up another first down for the Scorpions. Playing aggressive here in this fourth quarter.
You feel that a touchdown here for Arizona may just put the nail in the coffin for Sioux Falls. 10 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the ball game. Handoff, DJ Moses spins out of a tackle and almost gets a first down with a 9-yard pickup to the 27.
And I think if you're the coach of the Scorpions, you need to remind your offense precisely that there's still 10 minutes left to play here. There's a lot of game time left, but if you can just be patient, not make a mistake, don't turn this ball over, and punch it in for a touchdown to win this thing today.
Moses again caught up behind his own defensive line and dropped for a loss of 3. And if you were wondering the answer for the crowd play question for Monday night, which wide receiver in Monday night's Las Vegas-Denver game averages the highest yards perception of the season, the answer is Bryce Battle. Remember to answer Bryce Battle Monday night to add 25 points to your score. You could go home with a share of the $1,000 prize. Now 3rd down and 4. I formation, single receiver each side, tight end split to the left. Jackson to throw to the far side. Moses has the space. He's got the first down to the 20 and knocked down at the 17-yard line. Alex Parker there to make the stop, but not before another move of the chains.
I don't think the Sparrows expected this ball to be thrown here on this first down play, and they got this Scorpions got exactly what they wanted on that play. That typical flare out, but to DJ Moses, we've seen it time and time again all season long by the Scorpions. We've seen it today even, and they got great yardage on that first down. Picks up another first down. Scorpions moving even closer to the goal line.
Inside the red zone, DJ Moses looking for a lane straight up the middle, gets 2 yards to the 16. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team or your favorite team's jersey, and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website at simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. 2nd down and 8 now from the 16-yard line. Jackson again goes to Moses in the flat. He's hit hard by Alex Parker at the 11. So a 3rd down and 4 coming up. It's really vital for Sioux Falls to hold them to 3 points here.
Yeah, it's a must. They have to on this play if they're going to have a chance to come back. And again, I think that just speaks to the style of play of the Sparrows on offense. It's just too difficult for them to come back from too much of a deficit.
Jackson back to pass. Hennessy throws, it's intercepted. It popped right out of her hands as she was throwing the ball and getting wrestled to the ground, and Alex Parker picks it off.
Wow, interesting play call on 3rd and 4th. So close to the goal line. You might have liked to have seen that ball been handed off, but big number 90, James Kelly, gets his mitts in there, knocks that ball out of Ashley Jackson's hands. That is the turnover you had to have if you were the Sparrows on defense. Just like that, they have life again. 8 minutes to go. Offense comes back on the field. Let's see what they can do.
Oh boy, here we go. 8 minutes, 1 second left. Sioux falls after the interception at their own 14-yard line. Tyree under pressure, but gets it out to Hart, who slips a tackle and gets out of bounds at the 18-yard line after a 4-yard pickup. Let's go back and talk about that interception, because first off, you're throwing the ball inside the when you're inside the 5-yard line. Second of all, the offensive line just kind of went out to lunch as Jackson was under fire immediately. And you mentioned James Kelly got through, hit the arm of Jackson as she went to throw the ball, popped straight up into the air, and Alex Parker says, "I'll take that. Thank you very much." 2nd down and 6. Handoff, Colin Hart gets skinny. The guy through the middle picks up 6 yards, and it's 3rd down and 1 from the 22-yard line coming up.
Sometimes coaches get a bit too cute or outsmart themselves or think about something too much. You know, what you just laid out there, Michael, could have been avoided if on 3rd and 4 on the 5-yard line, they could have turned around and handed the ball off to DJ Moses, who's having a fantastic game today. As it is, ball gets turned over. Sparrows trying to mount a comeback here.
3rd down and 1. They're going to throw it, but it's going to be a screen pass. Colin Hart didn't get there. Excellent pursuit to the football. And that is, I think, Iverson Gamble. Yes, it is. Who raced in. There was nobody close to Colin Hart when he caught that football. But, man, Iverson Gamble may have just saved the game for Arizona as Max Moholt is on to punt. He gets the punt away from his own 10. McCall makes the catch just past the 40 and powers his way past midfield to the Sioux Falls 48. So here we go again. Arizona trying to put the nail in the coffin. 6:42 to go when we come back. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Right. 6 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the ball game. Arizona trying to hang on to desperately to a shot at the playoffs. They would go to 5-6 with a chance to go to 6-6 next week and keep their playoff hopes alive. But they got to survive the next minute or 6 minutes and 40 seconds up the middle for no gain. Goes DJ Moses.
One of the cornerstones of this Sparrows offense this year is that Julian Tyree just doesn't get sacked. 10 sacks on the year, second best in the league. That offensive line from the Sparrows has been playing well all season long. Unfortunately, the ball's back over now on the Scorpion side of the field.
Well, it's not going to be for long as Ashley Jackson just threw her 3rd interception of the game. Jay Ringgold got in there and grabbed it. His 6th interception of the season. Ringgold also leads the league in passes defended coming into the week with 15. And he is a ball hawk.
Just like that, we need to bookmark these last 2 possessions by the Scorpions. Interception on the goal line, and then with 6 minutes left to go in the game, instead of running the clock out, they choose to throw the ball and throw another interception there. We'll see if that comes back to haunt the Scorpions.
The Scorpions keeping the Sparrows in it with the turnovers, but Colin Hart has found no grace here in this second half. He gets hit hard by Eddie Gage, only gains 2.
Up over 100 yards on the game, but they've been hard-fought yards by Colin Hart. The Scorpions have really done a great job of keeping him in check today.
Still in power I formation on 2nd and 8. They're going to throw, though, but it's going to be the same screen pass to Hart. This time he turns upfield, wrestled down from behind by Joey Tropicana after the pickup of 6 yards. 3rd down and a manageable 2.
It's just really difficult on offense to make the defense think you're going to do anything else, anything other than running the ball. When you're lining up in that power formation, you don't have your playmakers on the field in that formation to even attempt anything down the field. So the Scorpions are able to tee off on that play.
Wells hit from behind, but he completes the pass. Tyree completes the pass. 1st down out to the Arizona 46-yard line. 45-yard line, we'll call it. And Julian Tyree, well, he hasn't been sacked much, but he's been taking some shots, and he took a big one there from EJ to Q.
Not before he's able to get that ball out of his hands to the outside. Completes the pass, receiver gets out of bounds. That's what you got to have at this point in the game. Just 5 minutes left to go. You need 2 scores. You got to be making smart plays at this time if you're the Sparrows.
Tyree on the swing pass, and Colin Hart, man, he is going to be bruised, been battered at the end of this game as he loses a yard to Joey Tropicana, and the up-tempo offense comes out. They're going to set the screen again, but Colin Hart again only gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
He's getting smashed now on this route to the outside because the Scorpions know it's coming. They can tee off on him here.
3rd time's the charm. Doesn't look like it. B.J. Lovelace with the 3-yard loss, tackle for loss. And, man, they got stuck in a formation where there really was only one viable play, and didn't want to waste a timeout to try and fix it. They're on the field here for 4th down, and this could be 4th down and ball game for the Sparrows. Tyree, 4 receivers to aim at. He stands with the gun against a 3-man rush. It's over the middle, and it's caught at the 25-yard line on 4th and 12. Bailed out by A.J. Warren. Low snap. Tyree under pressure. Down he goes. It's a 6-yard loss back to the 31-yard line. They're going to try and race back to the line to keep this up-tempo offense going. Try not to burn any timeouts before the 2-minute warning. Tyree loads up, and it's knocked away by Kanaka brilliantly on the outside. Remember, Kanaka saved a touchdown in the 1st quarter by doing something very similar.
Well, the Sparrows got themselves in a good formation. That picking up that 4th down was impressive, and they're trying to hit right back with another passing play. They had Gunnar Lewis open on the outside, but yeah, that was a fantastic play by Mana Kanaka, the cornerback there. That was timely by him there, but we'll see what the Sparrows formation they come out in here after this huddle. They've got to throw the ball now. Looks like they're going all wide.
Really, it's imperative they score before the 2-minute warning so they don't have to burn timeouts on offense. Tyree down the middle, just out of reach of his receiver. He overthrew Gunnar Lewis, who is looking for a hat trick of touchdowns today. It'll be 4th down and 16 again, and they'll bring out Maxwell Falk to get the 3 points of the 10 they needed and try and work their magic on defense.
And this is okay, too, if you're the Sparrows. You knew that even to get this thing to overtime, you're going to need a field goal at some point. So it works out just fine to get this here. They still have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, so an opportunity to stop the Sparrows, stop the Scorpions on offense.
This isn't a gimme, a 37-yarder for Falk. His kick is on the way, and it is good from 47 yards. He is still perfect on the season, is Falk. 22 for 22 now, as they pull within 7 points. Well, it all comes down to this. Can Arizona salt away the last 3:20 of the clock, or will Sioux Falls come back and force overtime? Find out next. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Sioux Falls lining up for the onside kick. It's going to be fielded easily by the Sparrows. They're going to have it at the 40-yard line. And Sioux Falls took the gamble. It didn't pay off, and now they're going to have to use the 2-minute warning in their 3 timeouts to try and keep Arizona outside of field goal range. And it's not, they don't have to go very far to get in the range of Cliff Allen.
Maybe just about 10 yards. We'll do it.
And DJ Moses has been dynamic on the ground. He gets the ball here, and he gets wrapped up for a loss of 1. Excellent tackle by Nick Fargo. And it'll be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, that was an awesome one-handed tackle by Nick Fargo, the linebacker. That's why they call him Batman. That's what you got to do if you're Sparrows. You got to sell out here on defense. You got to be looking for DJ Moses. You got to bring him down. You can't afford to give the Scorpions any more yards at this point. You want to keep this upcoming field goal attempt as long as possible.
They're in the gun. Ashley Jackson has thrown 2 interceptions on their last 2 possessions for Arizona. Jackson going to throw the football to the far side. The corner route is good from James Hands. Picks up 8 yards. And out at the 33-yard line, sits up a 3rd down and 3. This is a huge play here for the Sioux Falls defense.
It's got to be frustrating, too, on defense when you let a play like that happen right in front of you. But that was just a great play call by the Scorpions, and it does set up, who else is going to run this ball here? But look for DJ Moses getting this ball.
They're in the I formation. Moses is going to get the handoff. He's going to be short by a yard. What a tackle by Alex Parker.
The big linebacker gets himself in the backfield, just kind of skirts around the block there, brings down DJ Moses for what could be the biggest tackle of the game. It's going to force a field goal attempt by the Scorpions. They're up 7. We'll try to extend this to 10. There's still some time left by the Sparrows, but they sure could use a missed field goal attempt.
Well, they must be outside of field goal range because, well, the 2-minute warning is going to be now. They get an extra chance to decide if they want to go for it or not. We'll talk it over. When we come back, we'll see the next play. 2 minutes to go on the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Two minutes to go in the game, and Eddie Gage has decided, well, we're going to kick the field goal here. It's going to be a 48-yarder for Cliff Allen to put Arizona back up 2 scores. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is away, and it's no good. He missed it wide to the right, and Sioux Falls remains in contention.
Wow, that could have sealed the deal for the Scorpions. We see the kick go just a little bit wide to the right. I wonder what the Scorpions were thinking on that 4th and 1 before the 2-minute. Were they going to try and go for it there, try and force an offsides penalty? We'll never know now, but the Sparrows are in business.
3rd miss of the season for Cliff Allen could be the most important. Tyree under pressure, down he goes. The offensive line decided to go out for an early dinner, or I guess it's still lunchtime on the West Coast. But they got to quickly get back to the line. Loss of 7. Tyree, middle, caught by Warren. And he's down, almost got all of it back Third down and 4 at the 44. Remember, Sioux Falls converted 2 fourth-down conversions on their last drive. Tyree takes the low snap. He pumps. He gets hit as he throws it. It's intercepted. That should be that. Troy Trevelyan with the interception that basically ends the ball game and keeps Arizona's hopes of a playoff berth alive.
Wow. That's all I have to say there. All game long, Scorpions have been able to get to Julian Tyree. 3 sacks on the ball game. Today we'd have to check, but that might be the most sacks in a game allowed this season by the Sparrows. Scorpions have just been all over the place today on defense and have just really made Julian Tyree uncomfortable. Great interception there, preserving the season perhaps for the Scorpions.
Jackson to the far side, complete, close to a first down, forced out of bounds after a gain of 9 up to the 46-yard line. Terrell Davis knocked out the receiver. It was James Hansen on the catch.
Now the Scorpions have to look and see that Sparrows still have 3 full timeouts. If I'm Eddie Gage and the Scorpions, you want to try and force the Sparrows to use those timeouts. Why don't you try running the ball here on a 2nd and 1?
Minute 20 to go. Clock has stopped. Here's the run up the middle and crushed at the line of scrimmage was DJ Moses. On a 2nd and 1, he couldn't get there. He was crushed by basically all 3 linebackers. Jose Fuentes led the way, but the clock now is stopped by the first timeout by Sioux Falls.
Yeah, I think the coaching manual on this one might say you just run the ball on 3rd and 1. You know, whether you get the first or not, you force them to use another timeout. Looks like they might line up in a run-friendly formation here.
In the same formation as last time. Here comes the run, and he's got a lane, and he's got a first down. Needed 1, got 3 up to the 41-yard line. 2nd timeout used by Sioux Falls with a minute and 13 to go.
Unofficially on the day today, DJ Moses, 24 carries, 185 yards. Fantastic game for the half.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, take it.
I think that might do it. Yep, my math was correct. Even with the 1 timeout, Arizona will beat Sioux Falls on the road. Well, at home, rather. Sioux Falls comes on the road. They cannot get it done. Arizona keeps their playoff hopes alive. Remember, they've got a win next week at Baltimore. And Baltimore will also be fighting for a playoff bye. So a reason to win for the Vultures as well. Speaking of playoff buys, Sioux Falls just took a huge hit to theirs. Because you've got Denver up there, you've got Louisiana up there, you've got Baltimore and up there, and now Sioux Falls falling to 8-3. Denver and Louisiana may just be in position to get those buys if they win out.
Still a lot to play for here in the last week and a half of the SFL. Sparrows wanted to definitely win this game. They came in winners of 5 in a row, but man, they caught the Scorpions on one of their best days of the year.
We just, the last kneel goes down for the Scorpions, and celebrations on the sideline for the home team. They're going to get it done. 27-20 over the Sioux Falls Sparrows, and this continues the tradition in this series. The home team has won every single game between the Sioux Falls Sparrows and the Arizona Scorpions / Oklahoma City Renegades, which is where the team was before Eddie Gage acquired it. So, I mean, I don't know. Nobody was counting giving the Scorpions a chance in this game, but nobody obviously looked at the history books. The Scorpions get it done. Your final score: Arizona 27, Sioux Falls 20, and Benji Messon is here to recap this one.
Great game today in Arizona as we take a look at some of the stats here at the conclusion of this one. 4 turnovers apiece for both of these teams. But when it came down to it, I think we have to give kudos to the Arizona Scorpions, Coach Eddie Gage, and their game plan today when they needed to have a win at home against one of the toughest teams in the league. They put it all together, made all the right plays. Their stars led the way for this one. We see Ashley Jackson here, unfortunately having one of her balls tipped and intercepted. She played really well, managing the game in the first half for the Scorpions. Just had a few early interceptions on tipped balls. The Scorpions played awesome on defense today, really bottling up this Sparrows running attack, as we see Eddie Gage himself with the interception there. And it was the DJ Moses show for the most part today. He ran well, ran swift, ran strong today to the tune of almost 185 yards, I think, sprung by this fantastic offensive line and fullback. They just dominated on that side of the ball offensively. Opportunistic plays on defense, including this pick six by the Hurricane, definitely helped, and they were able to keep the Sparrows at bay today. Great all-around game by the Scorpions. When they needed to have it, they put it all together. Bodes well for them going into next week for one final must-win game for a chance at the playoffs. Congratulations to the Scorpions today. And for the Sparrows, it's not back to the drawing board at all. Still one of the favorites in the SFL heading into the Season 15 playoffs. I think they'll just take a look at what happened today, make a few adjustments to the playbook. You know they'll come out firing next week. This is what they do. Pedigree of a champion right there on the Sparrows side of the field. But again, congratulations to the Scorpions today. And if we're going to talk player of the game, I think my vote would have to go to DJ Moses for the Scorpions.
Definitely agree with you there. One more game coming up on the 11 Sports and for the fans today. Jacksonville is traveled to Fort Worth to take on the Toros. That's Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson have the call, coming up at 5 Central, 6 Eastern. And then tomorrow, 2 games on 11 Sports and for the fans, St. Louis and Houston at 7 p.m. And then the game of the week, Kevin Irvine and Ramos Lynn will be on the call. Crowd Play will be in attendance as well. You can win your share of $1,000 as it's Vice War 7 as the Fury from Las Vegas host the Denver Nightwings. Stay tuned all season long to the 11 Sports and for the fans for all your Simulation Football League action. The player of the game, you called it, Benji, DJ Moses II, officially 179 yards on the ground, 33 through the air, deserved player of the game. But a terrific game plan formulated by Arizona and just enough opportunistic plays to get the Scorpions the win. So that'll do it for Cameron Irvine, who stepped up to call a little bit of the second quarter when we had a little bit of technical difficulties. For Mark Mello, who was on stats tonight, for Benji Metzen on analysis, I have been Michael Turillo saying so long, and stay tuned to 11 Sports and for the fans for Simulation Football League action.